I desperately tried to open the door to the staircase. Then suddenly the door swung open and everything went blank. My dad's cell phone rang. It was his boss from work.
Hey, I know it's a Saturday, but can you come to work and finish up whatever you were doing? Our client wants it by Monday.
Yes, I'll be there soon. Son, Dad has an urgent matter at work right now, so I might have to go out. There's no one to look after you. Do you want to come with me?
It was a typical weekend, and the office was deserted, devoid of the usual bustling activity. The friendly security guard greeted us as we entered. He seemed surprised to see us there on a weekend, and his curiosity led him to inquire,
"Why are you here on the weekend?"
With a warm smile, he recognized me from the picture my dad had shared and said,
"Oh, you must be the son, right?"
He reached into his pocket and handed me a lollipop. We took the elevator going up to the 4th floor where my dad's office was. As my dad sat down in front of the computer and began to work, he quietly said to me,
"You have to be quiet. Here, play with my phone here until Dad finishes, okay?"
I started right away playing my favorite game that my dad had installed the other day. As the hours passed, the office environment grew increasingly stifling for a young and curious mind. I couldn't help but voice my boredom to Dad, but he remained engrossed in his work, his fingers dancing across the keyboard. Fueled by youthful curiosity, I eventually seized the opportunity to slip out unnoticed. Climbing up the staircase, I reached another floor, and there, I saw her. She was a girl with her hair neatly tied into 2 braids, wearing a pink dress that seemed a decade behind our modern trend, and black shoes completing her unusual attire. Approaching her with a mix of curiosity and caution, I asked, "Did you come with your dad, too?" Her nod was enough of an invitation, and she suggested,
"Shall we play together?"
Without hesitation, I agreed, and we began our impromptu playdate. As we played, the hours flew by, but suddenly I remembered my father waiting in his office. I should go now. My dad must be waiting, I said to my newfound friend. However, she insisted on extending our playtime and proposed a game of hide-and-seek. I reluctantly agreed to continue playing.
"You can be the seeker and I'll hide. You count up to 10, okay?"
I opened my eyes ever so slightly as I counted to 4, and just before I could reach 5, she vanished before my eyes. Determined to find her, I scoured the nearest hiding spots, but to my dismay, my efforts proved fruitless. I started wondering if she had ventured to a different floor. Just as I turned to the stairs to go to another floor, I spotted her darting into the women's bathroom. I stood at the front of the women's bathroom door, calling out and said, "Hey, I know you're in here. Come out now, stop fooling around or I'm just going to leave." Convinced that she was inside hiding, I went inside. There is no one in the building except for my dad and the security guard. There is no need for me to be a gentleman at this time. And there she was, unmistakably, in the very last stall, her black shoes giving her away. "I found you! I can see your shoes! Come out!" I shouted. But something was off. As I observed more closely, I couldn't help but notice that the shoes seemed far too large and rough for a little girl. Before I could react, a man emerged from the stall. It was the security guard. I was in total shock. Then the security guard said,
"It's dangerous to be by yourself alone in this building. I'll take you back to your dad."
I felt something terribly went wrong. As I turned to leave, I felt a strong grip on my shoulder, and at the same time I saw a roll of duct tape had fallen to the floor and began rolling along with some scattered lollipop candies. He reached down to pick up a roll of duct tape he had dropped while trying to grab my shoulder. His grip on my shoulder tightened as I began to wonder what he was doing in the women's bathroom, and what's with the duct tape? Everything about the situation felt deeply unsettling. My instinct kicked in. Desperation forced me into any open office, where I hurriedly took refuge under a desk, waiting anxiously for the security guard to pass. In the tense silence, I heard a soft voice say,
"Ready or not, here I come."
It was that girl's voice. Trembling with fear, I cautiously lifted my head to see. There, standing just inches away, was the security guard with a rope around his hand. He smiled eerily and said,
Found you. Why are you running away? Don't you want to play anymore?
With fear surging through me, I broke into a sprint, racing toward the stairs leading to the 4th floor where my father's office was located. My heart pounded as I tried to open the staircase door, but it remained stubbornly locked. Footsteps echoed ominously from behind, drawing closer. Terrified of what might happen if I get caught, I desperately tried to open the door to the staircase. Then suddenly the door swung open and everything went blank. When I regained consciousness, I was in the emergency room. My dad was there with his worried face. He apologized profusely for not paying any attention to me. The police had reviewed the CCTV footage, which showed the security guard entering the women's bathroom even before I had reached the 5th floor. He was clutching duct tape and a rope, and he was chasing after me relentlessly. When authorities searched his house, they discovered the body. He had taken drastic measures. Later, they found out that he had gone through a divorce and not long after, lost his only daughter in a hit-and-run accident. But the most shocking revelation came from a note he had left behind.
Lately, my deceased daughter has started appearing suddenly. She keeps asking me to play with her because she doesn't have any friends there, and she's lonely. It was nice to be able to play hide and seek, which my daughter and I enjoyed together for one last time.
So, the girl I saw must have been her, the one in the pink dress. However, according to the police, there was no sign of that girl in any of the CCTV footage. But if it wasn't the girl, then how did the security guard know that I was playing hide and seek? More importantly, how did he know that I would be entering the women's bathroom and was waiting for me there? According to the police, he entered the women's bathroom even before I had reached the 5th floor. And what about the girl's voice I heard while I was hiding under the desk?
Ready or not, here I come.
Was it true that he really was with the girl's spirit playing?
Shall we play together?